Broncos country was popping. As y'all can see, I'm in a little different area today. I'm getting ready to do this draft here in about 12 minutes. Actually, about 45 minutes, which is good because I kind of had a heart attack for a second. Getting ready to do this draft. Just wanted to make a quick video. I got caught up with making some dinner and all that good stuff as well. So, but here we are, man. We made it. So there's a report that came out a couple of days to Diana Rossini talked about in order for the trade of Brandon Ayuk to end up going to the Pittsburgh Steelers where he wanted to, the Broncos would have had to been involved. So let's get into that. Let's talk about what that means. Should the Broncos have done it? Should they not have? Like they didn't. And we'll get into it, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Like the video. It will really help out the channel if you love sports news, anything Denver sports, NFL, NBA, NHL, fantasy football. We got it all. We got a lot of fantasy football coming. I'm going to show everybody the results of this draft and tell you all about it. We'll discuss what I liked that I did and what I didn't like. All right, guys, appreciate it. And stay tuned for some more videos coming up. All right. So cool. So getting into all this good stuff today, the Broncos, there was a report by Diana Rossini, like I was talking about, that said that the 49ers had offered a third-round pick to the Broncos in exchange for Cortland Sutton. And then they would have turned around and flipped Brandon Ayuk over to the Steelers. I don't know what the compensation would have been, but that would have ultimately got him where he wanted to, which was in Pittsburgh. Obviously, that didn't happen. Ayuk ends up remaining with the 49ers and signing a big extension, and all things are good. Now, when I think about it, I was kind of on the fence because, I've been kind of an advocate about trading Sutton and getting what you can for him. If this was something that was offered to the Broncos before the draft, I would have said it's something that would have obviously made a lot of sense. After the draft, and then as you get into camp, you finally work out a little bit of the contract stuff with Sutton. It doesn't make sense. It kind of leaves a team scrambling. And, maybe it would have ended up obviously keeping Tim Patrick on this team, but they obviously didn't feel comfortable enough for that. So essentially you could look at it and say the Broncos starting wide receivers week one would have been Marvin Mims, Devon Vele, and Lil Jordan Humphrey, maybe, literally to start, which obviously would have been a little bit thin. Now, I would have been intrigued by it, but if it was pre-draft, it would have made sense because you could have addressed it. You could have maybe signed some other guys. Oh, sorry, there was Josh Reynolds too. So it would have been like Josh Reynolds, Devon Vele, and Marvin Mims. But after the draft, yeah, it didn't make any sense. So I think that Sutton is definitely somebody that can still be traded if the season doesn't, if we're 2-6 at the trade deadline or something like that, where we look like we want to just get a lot of these younger guys a little bit more, that could happen. Or obviously in the offseason next year, he would have 1 year left on his deal going into next season. So it could happen then. But I think right now it's the right move for the Broncos. It's definitely something that we wouldn't have been able to really afford. And I think it's a testament, right? What does it mean for the team? I think that this front office, Sean Payton, I don't think it's fluff when they talk about they love the youth and they're really optimistic about this and they like what they're seeing in camp. I think it's legitimate. And had that not been, then they probably would have made the trade because a third-round pick, that would have given us 2 third-round picks next year. You can couple those up and make it a second. So it's a pretty strong draft choice considering, even though it probably would have been a later one, considering if you can turn around and flip that into a good player. But it shows that the Broncos are content with where they are. I think it shows that their commitment to Cortland Sutton and this team, and we're going to be off and running. So super pumped, man. I'm excited that I can, we can look forward to the season here in a week from tomorrow, man. It's crazy. Crazy. What we got on the docket, guys? We're going to break down Seattle all next week. Lots of Seattle breakdowns, a lot of week one fantasy breakdown and rankings and all that good stuff as well. So stay tuned for all that good stuff. A special message to Ricky Pearsall. Happy to hear that he's good after the shooting. Prayers up to him and his family, man. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery and can get back on the field because I really liked doing some work on him in the offseason. He's a stud out of Florida. So that's all I got for y'all, man. Wish me luck in this draft. Peace out, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, man, and spend time with those people you love the most. And until next time, as always,